So welcome back, everyone. From soup to nuts, as we go to different things here. My next guest is David Kleimach, and he is the owner of Perfect Pools of Arizona. Welcome back to the show. It's getting a little cooler, but still people are outside. We use our outside, and a lot of people don't realize, or they don't realize that they have you around here that can beautify their old pools that are probably looking kind of yucky. Welcome back to the show. I want you to first tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then I want to talk first about the project that you're working on that's pretty cool. I want to tell them because that's pretty extensive.
Well, it's unique and it's fun. The biggest thing with our company, it's the personal attention that you get. You're not going to get a salesperson out there. You're not going to get someone that shows up once or twice and then disappears. Phone calls, they're answered. Basically, we're available 7 days a week by text.
But what makes you I would say that makes you different. But I think what I would say that makes you different is that you will go the extra mile, and to be able to service your clients, and you almost could do almost anything.
Well, we can do almost anything, and it's important to provide that service to the customer because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what the procedure is. It's quite an outlay of money. It's mostly something that will happen once in your lifetime. They need it done right. They need to be able to depend on somebody and trust them.
Absolutely. I want to talk about when somebody should probably think about remodeling their pool.
When it gets ugly. So it's
and there's a lot of ugly pools out there.
There's going to be, it's really narrows down to two things. It's either going to be a cosmetic issue, where you're tired of looking at it, or it's going to be a structural issue, where we have some cracks. I'm actually going out to a pool today for that. So it's been diagnosed with having 2 large cracks by a leak detection company, and a fellow called us up and asked us to see what's going on and what we can do.
Fix your cracks. Because number one, when you're talking about your cracks and then there's obviously a leak going on, you're losing money. Is that correct?
Sure, water's going out all the time and it's just causing soil issues as well possibly.
Right, so if you see your pool is getting low, you should really definitely give you a call, right?
Someone needs to check that out.
That would be something important. Now, when you work with people, can you tell me, do you work valley-wide?
Valley-wide.
And you're licensed, bonded, and insured.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think the most important thing is that what you want to get out is for people to call you and have that consultation. Now is the time to do it, okay? Because it's the one thing that's really wonderful with you too. They give you a call, you go out there, you're going to give them an estimate, you're going to help them with making a design. Tell them how fast you can turn around and make your pool look beautiful.
Oh, normal remodel runs 2 weeks.
So the phone number to call is 480-588-2200. You can check them out on the website. It is Perfect Pool Builders. So perfectpoolbuilders.com. And one thing we're noticing here on the show, and I'm going to just say it right out to everybody, I'm just going to be honest. A lot of people right now seem to be holding off on doing almost anything. Don't wait. Have the consultation, right?
It's a free consultation.
Yeah, but find out how they can help you, and maybe you could turn this around so even before the holidays, all your relatives and family that are coming in town would absolutely love to go swimming in it because they want to, right?
Oh, they're ready.
They'll go at any time.
We're starting to think the water's cold, but people that come from Minnesota thinks it's bath water.
I know. Let me ask you something. I want to talk about this wonderful project that you're on right now. It's so cool, and I think everybody should hear because it shows your diversification of what you can do.
This project is fun. It's been going on for a while. Most of it was research on how to do it. So a lady wanted us to build a fish pond for her, but you can't use chlorine, you can't use chemicals, it'll kill the fish. So basically what we're doing is we're using plants for filtration. I have an ozone system that we're incorporating with it, an oversized filter. The pond itself is less than 2,000 gallons, but the filter we put on will handle a 70,000 gallon pool. So we're trying to eliminate a large amount of bacteria since we can't use the chemicals. So the research was done, I built a design, she liked it. The husband said, as long as you're building a pool, I want a spa. So we built the spa. And then the spa made the pool look small. So end result is we have a 14 by 7 foot fish pond that's 6 feet deep, and a spa to go along with it.
And she's swimming with the fishy.
And she can.
That's so awesome.
And she can. It's fun. When my subs show up, we had to design it a little bit differently than the normal swimming pool. So they keep questioning me on certain parts because it just doesn't make sense for a normal swimming pool. Like we didn't put a skimmer in the pool section because it would suck the fish in. So they're politely asking me, Dave, did you forget the skimmer? So I explained to them exactly what we're doing, and they said, oh, that's interesting, and they're interested in the outcome as
I'm
well.
sure you can't wait for this whole thing to be done.
Oh, it'll be
so
fun.
that you can have, I mean, it's an experience even in your own self.
Oh, it is. It's a nice challenge.
Yeah, and that shows you the diversification of what he can do. Most people call you, and what is the process like when you get a call and they're saying, you know what, my pool just looks terrible, you know, what can you do to help me? How does it work?
First thing we do is we do a site visit, take my measurements, I answer any questions they may have. And then I tell them again, if you think of any when I leave, just text me, I'll answer them. Once we get the go-ahead, then we get our crews in there, we drain the pool, we do the chip out, put in new tile, new fixtures, the interior's chosen, add water.
And I want to ask you this too, of your equipment that you use. You're all about using quality product.
Right.
And I want you to talk a little bit about that because, you know, a lot of people are scrimping and scraping right now. We know that a lot of people are doing that, but you don't like to for a reason.
I like to sleep at night, so I give my customers the same product that I'm going to use. I have other manufacturers, they call me up quarterly asking me to do business with them, but I won't because I know what their products are like. It's not that they're horrible, they're just not as good as what we use. This way I know what the product is, they stand behind it, I have very, very few problems, and that's what I like the customers to experience.
If you are going to spend some money, which we know remodeling a pool is going to cost you some money, I suggest highly that you use somebody that does use quality product. Because the other thing is that when you do something and you scrimp and you scrape, everybody knows that when you do that, sometimes it comes back to bite you.
Oh, it does, it does. I mean, all the products basically look the same. A pump looks the same, filter looks the same. Even the interior that's applied, the pebble initially will look the same, but over a couple of years, it can lose its color.
And so then you're going to be back to square one, and you don't want that to happen. You want it to be beautiful for them for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Now, again, they are statewide. They are licensed, bonded, and insured. You can check them out on their website. It's perfectpoolbuilders.com, and the phone number is 480-588-2200. I love when we talk about the horror stories, because you really don't have real horror stories, really. But you did have somebody, and what did they say? Let's tell them about it.
Oh, we had a fellow that asked us to remodel his pool, and we made the arrangements, signed the contract, got it going. He was gone for the summer. So when he came back, I made the site visit with him, asked him if he was pleased, and he said he was, but he said the problem is we did such a nice job on the pool, we made his deck look bad.
And I ask you all the time after that, do you help people with their decks?
We absolutely help people with their decks.
Yeah, so you should fix your cracks, you should fix your pools, you should fix your decks, you know, because really here in Arizona, we use our outside as our inside just as much, right?
Absolutely.
And you might as well enjoy it. And if you've been in a pool, you want to be safe too. There, you know, there are a lot of that times you have, I hate when people have the cracks on the bottom or the way that your feet are the bottom. You end up where you're like practically blood coming out of your toes and your feet because of the bottoms of the pools. There's a reason why you should have them fixed. And again, have them fixed by somebody who's a professional, and these people are. Their phone number to call is 480-588-2200. Again, licensed, bonded, and insured. They will come to you and give you a free estimate, and they're going to help you with even designing it and making sure that we're getting exactly what you want. They use only the best quality products. Again, 480-588-2200. Perfect Pool Builders with an S.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Am I doing good?
I was just going to say that you should do this as a business.
Thank you. I'm just trying to see if you want to talk about, oh, you know what we don't want ever talked about in a long time? You have warranty at all?
Yeah, it's standard warranties.
Okay.
You know.
I just have some information here. Helping people make informed decisions, we said that. You also can help people with remodeling their fire, their propane and gas and all that kind of stuff.
Right, yeah, actually at the fish pond, we're putting in a fire pit.
So fire pit, that's what it is,
Yeah,
fire pits.
putting in the
I
fire
mean, there's
pits there.
almost anything you can do,
Oh, yeah.
okay?
We have some neat water features. We have a water feature that it pours the water into the pool, and I can also hear the flames coming out of the water.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, there's so much you can do. On the larger pools, we can actually put fiber optics in the bottom, so at night it looks like the sky, like it's filled with stars. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What about the koi fish in the summer?
That the what, that the what, so, the what? What did you just say?
Oh, we put fiber optics in, so when you're looking at the pool at night, it almost looks like the sky, all
Oh,
stars.
how cool, that's really cool. I still like the 30s myself, even though you're short-winded. You know, you're very, you're to the point,
Sorry.
right?
Yeah.
I know.
I thought it was because you took him off guard with the bloody feet comment.
Mhm.
No.
I was like, oh, that sounds terrible.
We've seen
Well,
it
it
all.
happens all the time.
It really does happen.
Mhm.
The original Pebble Tech was so rough, people would cut their feet.
Yeah, I had Pebble Tech on mine.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I
the
had to wear
original
those
Pebble
little-
Tech is horrible.
I had to wear those little slippers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what about the koi fish in the summertime? Is the heat,
Well,
is the water?
I don't know, because this is my first exposure with the fish.
Yeah,
So I know I couldn't use koi, I couldn't have the lady use koi, because it'll eat the plants, and we're using the plants to help with the filtration. So that would have been,
yeah, but I'm thinking any fish, that
well,
water gets so
the
warm.
reason I made it so deep is because there's different layers of water, so as we go further down,
It's cooler.
it's cooler.
Yeah.
Plus, it has a place for them to hide from predators.
Good.
So, all these were, this is all on the research. It was fun,
Yeah.
you know, because the normal pools, we're used to it.
Oh, yeah, no, this one is really,
Yeah, I mean, we've done pools
Yeah,
that are
did you
so
do a lot of-
geometric, it'll drive you dizzy. But this was neat.
research.
So I've watched that show on TV called Insane Pools.
Oh.
They're based out of Florida,
Oh.
but they do the same type of thing with the fire and the pits.
Oh, it's fun,
Oh, man,
Yeah.
they build beautiful pools.
Here we go.
yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. We're telling everybody to fix your cracks in your pools. In your pools. We're talking about remodeling your pools, and I want to talk to you, David. Is it really, really, really expensive to remodel a pool?
It depends on the size of the pool, depends on whether the pool is a diving pool. It's all based on square footage.
Okay, and when you work with people, like you said, I want people to hear this again. You come in and you're gonna do an estimate with them, and you're gonna kind of find out what they want, right?
Exactly.
And you could do as little as just remodeling the pool to a lot more. You have
Exactly,
told
yes.
me that you could do fire pits. I mean, there's some things that you're talking about here, your water features. I want to talk a little bit about those.
Well, actually, the customer that I'm going to see this afternoon, he has the cracks in the pool, but he also wants us to do his decking, he has a pergola, and there's several other projects in the yard that we haven't discussed because we haven't met. But he wants us to do a lot of changes in his backyard, and we can do it.
So almost anything. What's the most fun thing? Like, you know, you said your water features are really cool.
Oh, yeah, the water features are fun. We have, the water pours into the pool, but we can also have flames coming out of the water. That's fun.
Wouldn't that be neat?
We've done pools with fiber optics in the bottom. So at night, when you look into the pool, it looks like you're looking into the sky with just thousands of stars. We have different colors that we can use.
Wow, there's almost anything that people can do today. It's so cool.
It's wild. It's
Yeah.
wild. We
And
have
so you
fountains-
can
we
go
have
as far
teles-
as you want to go.
Oh yeah, we have telescoping fountains that, you know, when you turn them on, they pop up, and then they just disappear back into the pool.
Wow, wow. You know, it's a lot of fun, and but the thing is that you've got this pool out there, and it's absolutely beautiful, or it's absolutely not beautiful, right? And you have people coming in and out, and you want, especially now for the holidays coming around the corner right with us, you know that they're gonna wanna go swimming. You know they're gonna all be outside. Why not make it really beautiful, right?
Makes sense to me.
It just makes sense. And there's a lot of other things too. if is there good reasons other than just to beautify it for people to remodel? Are there any other reasons why?
There's just two reasons.
Aesthetically.
Aesthetically and then structurally.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there should be nothing wrong with the pool.
But you know, the one thing that you can also help people with when you talk to them is, you've talked about their equipment before.
Right.
They've had old equipment, it all depends on that. Let's talk about that too.
Okay, I have a very bad habit of not being a salesman. So if they ask me about their equipment, my theory is, as long as it's working, leave it alone. Let it run, get your money's worth out of it, because if a pump fails, if a filter fails, it's easy for us to replace that 1 day, 2 days. So it's very simple. So if they can get another 6 months, a year, 2 years out of that equipment, that saves them a lot of money.
Right, so that's wonderful that you really are on their side on that. You wanna make sure that you're not really selling them, you're making sure that they're not spending too much money if they don't have
Exactly.
to, which is awesome. Again, they are statewide. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. And the website is perfectpoolbuilders.com, and everybody likes to go on the websites and check. You've got, you know, some beautiful pictures up there,
Thank you.
right? And the phone number is 480-588-2200. Now is the time. You've got those, you know, the family coming in town. Also, maybe if you're gonna wait till you get some money from the IRS, I just gotta say, maybe that's what you're doing, you know, but fix your pools, fix them and use them the way they should be, and really have fun with them. I also wanna talk about, again, when you talk about the products that you use, I know that there's other people that will almost skip, and you were talking about, I don't know what they were, but either they were something they screw or something like that other people might scrimp on certain things, and there might be a little bit less money, but you don't like to skimp really at all just because of a good reason.
No matter what it is, I won't cut corners. If somebody needs to take an economical approach towards either building a new pool or remodeling, I'm all for that. They have restraints and they have to stay within their budget.
You also say that when you do use a little bit more expensive product, that it lasts longer.
It does.
Which
It
makes
does, 'cause
sense.
We have a service division, so we have a history of which products perform well and which don't. Some products, you know, that they'll fail just because of cheap materials. And then when you go to replace those materials, they're very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna do something and I'm gonna spend this kind of money, I wanna spend it right.
Yeah, it's simple for us. We just do it right or we don't do it.
And when you talk to people, do you have like a place where they can go and look for the different tiles that they might
Oh,
want?
absolutely. We have 3 locations for tile displays.
Mhm.
2 of them have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tiles. And the third place that we use can actually make tiles for you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they
What
can
are
put-
some of the things that they've done?
How about gold?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
I think you told me that the last time I
That's the
remember.
wildest one. And, you know, they can have a family name, you know, put on like initial. Some people like different designs.
That's awesome. Well,
So-
see how fun it is to remodel your pool. I also want to talk about, you say that there's a safety something that you like to do with seniors, and you talk about that step that you were talking about that you do?
Oh, well, what we do is we use accent tiles on the steps. We also use the safety railings. So when we're redoing the pool, we like to put in accent tiles so that people can visually see where those steps are and where they end. No
It's
sense
pretty
having-
important.
It really is. I mean,
I don't
you
know why they didn't do that in the first place.
Well, young people don't think about it, but as you get older, you see, you know, the injuries that can occur, or you experience them yourselves.
Mhm.
The safety railings, we place those. We like to put them like just center them. That way, if there's a side that becomes weak, they can use their left arm, right arm.
Mhm.
You know, it's all set up for them.
Do you help people where they might need some, to help them with slip and falls and things like that?
I'm always looking for that.
Okay.
So I'll make recommendations.
Mhm.
They'll want a certain surface, or they'll say they do something else, and if it's slippery, we suggest against it, and we won't do it, you know, because ultimately we're responsible as well. But anytime there's a safety issue, we point it out, even if it's not within our realm. I'll point that out to them, because homeowner might not see it.
Right, the homeowners doesn't know. They think they know, but they don't know what they don't know.
True.
And that's where you come in.
we do our best to help everybody.
No, I think that what you said before, and I've used your words, I've written some of these things down, that you make people make informed decisions.
That way they have some objective information and can make the correct decision.
Right. And for anyone that hasn't, that just turned in and didn't hear his fish pool story, I mean, that is gonna be so phenomenal. I can't wait for you to have that onto your website when it's done.
Well, we've been passing all of our inspections.
Mhm.
So I think 2 days ago, we just got our, what they call a pre-gunite inspection. And Shotcrete is scheduled 2 weeks.
Question two, when you go in there, who's gonna be around, to make sure that everything's going right?
Oh, that's me.
Okay, so how do you are you there all the time? Let's talk about that.
At every phase.
Mhm.
So the pool is drained, I'll come in, I'll make an initial evaluation. Chip out, I come back, we're checking for anything structural. If we find something structural, different crew comes in. We fix that, evaluate it. At each phase, I'm there. Once the tile's done, is the grouting proper, everything is checked. I'm there usually when the interior goes in. That's actually like a circus. The guys are funny. There's ropes, there's singing, there's music. It's a good time.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. For people, I want people to understand something too, that you do pool remodeling.
Yes.
You do not patch.
No.
And I want people to hear that, because a lot of people say, well, I can just patch it up and it'll be just fine. Tell them why you don't think people should do that.
First, it looks ugly. I don't want my name on it. Second, it doesn't last. And it doesn't make it look pretty. You can tell where the patch is. And it's going to fail again. And if you have one area that's failing, there'll be another area that's going to fail. Over the time, it gets expensive.
Mhm.
Do it right, get it all done, and you're finished.
Here's phone number to call direct is 480-588-2200. The website is perfectpoolbuilders.com. He's licensed, bonded, and insured, and he's all about using quality product, and you're getting a quality, beautiful looking pool.
That it is.
That it is. And I want to also talk a little bit really quickly about when you're there, and how long it's going to be, and is it going to be dirty and all that kind of stuff.
It does get dirty, but the crews clean up after themselves.
Mhm.
And the final crew that I have come in before the interior cleans the entire pool,
You find that there's a leak, okay?
right?
How do you find those?
I
Where they
visually
are.
inspect for that.
Okay, so
So I
that,
go through every single square inch of that pool. We look for any defects. If I find that there's something I deem may be an issue, then I have the structural specialist come in.
okay, what happens then?
Then they back me up with the opinion, and we get an estimate for the customer, because that's one of those horror stories, it's a surprise.
Mhm.
And we get that done, and we use a special epoxy and carbon fiber mix. Some companies use what they call staples, others will just push more cement in. That's the wrong process. What we're using lasts, it's done correctly, it's injected deep into the guy, so it's done.
You know what, where else but on Networking Arizona would you hear about something like this? It's pretty different. I mean, makes it that you're doing it right.
Have to.
And you might as well. If you're going to be spending this kind of money, do it right. And the fun thing is you're just gonna have a beautiful pool afterwards. And if you're interested in doing almost anything different, he can do it for you. He's all about helping you and have the fun that you wanna have. The holidays are around the corner. Get it done today, because he said within 2 weeks, you can get a new pool.
2 weeks, it's brand new.
That number to call is 480-588-2200. They are valley-wide. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Check out the website. It is perfectpoolbuilders.com. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Get it done now. You know you want to do it at 480-588-2200.
Very good.